Reality Aftershow. What's up, everybody? The Snake episode 8. We are here. Foate the Goat, Lindsey, Kristin is back at it once again. We are here for the final 9. Kristin, what's up?
Not much. Just hanging out. This is a very nerve-wracking episode for me. I can't wait to get into it. How are you, Austin?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been an interesting week. I got a new engine in my car, and everything's going smoothly for once. So good week. We're loving it. Lindsey, what's up? How are you doing?
Well, cheers for you, Austin. I know it's been stressful, so glad everything is back on track, pun intended, with cars. It's been good just hanging out here in Texas. So I'm really excited to get in this episode.
What does that button say right there?
Oh, I'm sorry. It says Texas sucks.
Okay, let's not even talk about the button. The fact that I'm sitting here with 2 Michiganders right now is I cannot. Gross. Don't love it.
We got the football season coming up in like 2 weeks now, so.
Oh.
You know what? Seeing Michigan on my screen double is much like this puke fest that we're going to talk about in this episode.
Okay, but we can say Boomer Sooner first, right? Like, Texas sucks. Like, forever. I'm an Oklahoma alum. You can see the diploma behind me right there. Like, forever Oklahoma alum. But I do love my Michigan people. But also, Texas sucks.
I mean, we might be seeing Oklahoma in the playoffs, but we need to talk about who we're going to see in the playoffs on this episode because we are getting down to the nitty-gritty. I think there's only 2 more episodes after this episode, so we're technically getting into we're in the quarterfinals right now.
How are we only at 2 episodes left when there's 8 people? Because let's I'm a little concerned, Snake.
Yeah, can we talk about that, please? Like, whoever wants to take it away, because I don't have words. I'm flabbergasted. How?
Yeah, I was expecting a double or like some kind of triple or something because I don't know how it's gonna work. I was almost kind of like conspiracy, like thinking maybe it's gonna be like a circle type ending where there's like a group of like 5 or 6 and like the people voted out get to like pick who they think wins or they vote amongst each other. I don't know. So like, I don't think it's going to be a natural like survivor jury decision. It's going to be something, but yeah, I don't know how they get down to anything lower than 5.
They ship them home in craters and crates, not craters, crates. So they're not even there to vote.
Maybe they just put them in like storage. I don't know.
So they're just hanging out in crates in the storage locker in the heat of.
Maybe.
Yeah, behind the scenes stuff, my mom has said multiple. I was like, do you know how hot it is in there? And you're there for hours.
I mean, I was talking about the heat with the challenge later, which we're going to get to. Like, ugh, no thank you. But yeah, no, this will be interesting to see how we have 8 people left and how we're going to get to a finale in 2 episodes. So.
Do it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess we can just start off with the beginning. I mean, John tries to approach Jordan and immediately is like, I'm just laughing my ass off because I'm like, John, bro, why are you coming at Jordan when you just voted off her best friend? I mean, his strategies have always been meh, but it almost kind of works in this episode. But I mean, he says one bad thing that obviously hurts his game here, but he's trying to get with Jordan here to like work with her. And she's like, listen, dude, you just boned me. Like, get away from me. Yeah.
No, I was very critical on John last episode because of this whole 3 minutes, like of the TikTok, let's get this going. I think though with John is he is a smart person in some degrees, but as far as like coming in late, that hurt him like immensely coming in late. I think if he was there from the beginning, we might have had a different like pathway for John, but coming to Jordan is not like, we see that later on in the episode, they're going to have a little bit more of a maybe communication versus Jordan just flat out saying like, I want revenge. I'm out. Like I'm still mad about Catherine. But it's an interesting working relationship John has with with this house, to say the least.
Lindsey, any thoughts on like how John's kind of playing the game?
John is definitely a character. I think he might be better suited for a different TV show where he would, react with different people in a sort of way. I don't know if he's meant for this TV show, and I'm just gonna be really honest with you guys. I still can't get over his main confessional with the bow tie and the button-up that don't match.
You're never gonna let this man live this down.
I'm not gonna let it down. It bothers me every time. It's all
poor John.
Can we give him a little bit of grace, though? Did he pick out the outfit, do you think? Or do you think they picked it for him?
I don't know. Okay, maybe
Well-
this is for him. And it's not like I dislike a button up and a bow tie. Like, that's a great combination. It's just having the multiple patterns on the bow tie and the polka dots on the button up that don't work. That's what's bothering me.
Poor John. We're not coming for you for any other reason than your bow tie choices.
I'm so sorry, John. I like the gray one you had last week. That was good.
So
Oh my gosh.
before we get to the Catherine advantage/disadvantage choice, we kind of get some, inklings into what people are thinking in the house, and we immediately see Macklin salivating towards Jack, saying, "Oh, I love him. He gives me everything I've ever wanted." And then you get right to Brett, who's like, "I'm watching out for Amanda." And Jack's like, "I'm watching out for Frankie because he's the best social player." So people are, we're getting close to the end and people are starting to throw out their big threats. I mean, I personally do see Amanda and Frankie being the biggest threats because I literally said, just like you guys agreed last week, I think we all agreed that they're probably the best spot to win right now. So, I mean, does this hurt their game going forward? Because they're already getting called out and we're not even in the semis yet.
Well, listen, I mean, at the beginning of this episode, I would have thought no, especially for Frank. Amanda, again, it only seems like Amanda's got Derek kind of as her, ride or die, like they're connected. She's got a little bit with Mac, but she doesn't seem as connected as Frank, right? So given before this episode aired, I would have said no for him, but yes for her.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue is I said this before. I said this to you, Austin, as we were watching before we even found out who the snake is. I was like, one of these days, my boys are going to come for each other. And it was coming to a head here when Jack first starts clocking it at the beginning. And I'm like, stop it, Jack. No, stop. I'm not ready for my boys to go at war. Knock it off. So, this is a little worrisome for sure for my boy Frank.
I wish I could add more, but I'm just going to echo what Kristin said because that's what my brain was thinking the whole time I was watching. I was like, no, stop.
Well, we'll be able to talk a little more at the near the end of this episode, obviously, on those two. But we end up getting to the point where the little crate comes in, and I think this is the first time I was wrong about a prediction here with this little crate because I definitely thought Catherine was disadvantaging somebody, but we actually get her advantaging Jordan here, which I can understand. Okay, I get it. Like, help your girl out. But we end up finding out what the challenge is this week. And this is probably my favorite one of the entire season so far because this was not only disgusting, but we finally got to the point where I'm like, I don't even know if I'd be like not heaving while I'm in there. Like,
then you have no sense of smell.
Jim's excited as hell too. I've never seen that man smile so hard in my life. He's like, "Oh my God, you guys are about to."
Do you want to know why? I have a theory on why he's so stoked about this. He had like invisible nose plugs, so he had no idea what was happening. He's just like, "Woo!"
Just, you guys smell like crap. You guys.
No, I'm with you too. I did say it right off the bat. I was like, she's gonna advantage Jordan, but then I got to think, I was like, Catherine seems more of a disadvantage type of player. So I was shocked there with you too. But I immediately went to, oh, she's gonna advantage Jordan, but then I'm like, no, this doesn't seem like Catherine. So for her to advantage, I was like, well, good for her. Like, cause she definitely seemed like somebody that would disadvantage somebody without a care in the world.
I'm going to agree with Kristin on this one. I definitely thought Catherine was going to disadvantage somebody, and because we've seen that be more effective in challenges and beforehand, that I started thinking about it. Was like, oh, who could she actually disadvantage and not hurt Jordan's game? So maybe it's probably better to give the advantage to Jordan so Jordan doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, and then an example into this, like what happened with the advantage here for the challenge, she ends up getting like 2 eggs for the gambling chain where they literally have to crawl through this crummy fish gut muck crap and find coins that each one turns into an egg. So it's basically like at a casino, you turn it and whatever one pops out is, is going to be the snake. So it's another game of chance almost, which that's probably the one part I'm not 100%, like loving of this challenge, but everything else was kind of cool.
I'll let Lindsay go first because I have some thoughts on this, as I normally do. Lindsay, what were your thoughts on this challenge?
I'm very excited to hear Kristen's thoughts, but my thoughts is like random chance in a competitive challenge doesn't seem equally fair. You can be any lane, don't necessarily know what you're going to be in. Also, this challenge was disgusting. Like, do I want my hair filled with shrimp guts and what they're crawling through? Absolutely not. And a lot of them are warriors. Like McLean going through there, like, girl, good for you, because I wouldn't have to think about that one for a second.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. First of all, they walk up. I mean, they immediately say the smell, right? And we kind of got the tidbits of what this challenge might be from the preview. But first of all, just the fact that the heat of this jungle, walking up to smell that, I would have immediately been like, guys, I'll meet you back at the snake, like at the house. I'm out. Like I'm good. I'm 100% good. But also, Jordan says something and they blurt out, and I'm pretty confident Jordan was saying exactly what I was thinking of what this smells like.
Oh
but,
no.
Okay, tell me what you think.
We'll leave
all
that
the same thoughts.
We'll leave that to a mystery because we don't have the fancy where they can like blur my stuff. But Jordan, I'm pretty confident you said what I was thinking. Anyway,
I feel you, Kristen. I feel you, Jordan. I think we're all on the same page here.
But with this is, I would have agreed with you, Austin, that this was finally a challenge, that it was like great. And then he's like, and then it's going to be a lottery system. And I'm like, gosh darn it to heck. Like, you had me and I was all about like collecting the coins. This is awesome. Like, yes, finally, like something where it's like, there's a purpose to why you're the snake, not a dinner plate, but yet here we are. We're back at a dinner plate. We're out at whipping sticks out, like over it.
At what point do we just want to chuck the dinner plates? Like, come on.
Yeah, let's get back to the dinner. I mean, like, at least that was more equal, right?
But then also we see in this challenge, which I know, Austin, you're gonna talk about probably, but we then get John helping Frank, and again, this is this chance, like when you're putting all these, like if it'd be one thing if everybody's like has their own specific coins, so they can't do that, but then when you're putting this up to chance again, then you might as well not have anybody go through the fish guts, because like we have 35 like balls in here versus 0. It's like there's no point.
Yes, you make a great point. So during this challenge, everyone's basically gathering their own coins, but what Jim doesn't really speak into existence is you guys can put your coins into any of these boxes. It doesn't just have to be yours. So while certain people are struggling, I mean, McLean didn't have any for like half this challenge, but people are struggling. And then you got like Derek's killing it, Brett's killing it, Jack's killing it. And then you got John, who's doing pretty good, but he's tossing them all in the Franks because he'd rather Frank win than himself, because he just, imploded his into everybody. And I think he kind of understood it, that he doesn't want to get any more dirt on his hands right off the bat again. So, I mean, was that an interesting strategy? Yeah, because, I mean, Brett calls him out and he's like, this dude's cheating, which I thought was kind of funny. I'd be kind of salty too. Like, why the hell isn't anyone putting their freaking coins in mine? Come on now. But hey, it's all fairness in the game. It's not against the rules. So what do you guys think about like how that kind of went down? Do you think other people would have if they kind of, were told they could? Or
go ahead, Kristen.
No, you go, Lindsay. I'm still pondering on how I want to answer this nicely.
Okay, my question would be if Austin and you, Kristen, are in the same situation, like what would you do? Because I think I'd panic immediately and then immediately like kick people to get my balls. Like, I don't know.
I'm telling my allies to put the coins in my chest. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So mind you, I'm all for Frank being the snake, and I want him empowered because I want Frank's like safe at all costs. So I am right. Thank you, John, for at least attempting, but like, let's do it when it's like not a chance thing. But
yeah,
the thing about this is like, we've seen this on Survivor too, back when Liz started helping, and it's just kind of like, this is an individual game, right? Like, yes, okay, are we, of course, having these connections and these groups and these duos, 100%, because that's what's going to get you through the safety chain, the snake chain, if you will. And so that is fine. But like, there are people out there that are struggling in the fish guts of it all. They're all miserable. And for you to unfairly give out like an advantage to somebody, like, granted, yeah, I guess they all could have been like, well, he's doing that, let's do it. But at that point, like, you're already miserable and halfway through this fish guts thing. Like, I just didn't love that. I loved that it was for Frank, but I didn't love that. I'm with Brett. I would have been mad.
Yeah, so we end up just getting to the point where it's over. He calls it, and everyone lines up. Everyone smells like crap. And Jim's like, all right, it's time to churn this boy and see who wins. And we're all sitting here in anticipation. They start giving out the numbers. Like Frank's got 37 37. You got Jack with 25, Brett with 22. John has 0. I mean, he's listing off the entire listing order. There's a shit ton of balls in there. So everyone had something. And then he goes, well, I'm not going to tell you right now because this is going to be a secret snake this week. And everyone's like, come on, bro. Now we can't even strategize properly, which I kind of like that twist. I mean, get them off their – I think we pondered this a few episodes ago where I was like, can we get a secret snake? Maybe announce it right at the pit. I mean, that would make everyone just go insane. I mean, who were you guys hoping was the secret snake here? Because I was hoping it was Frank – just because he hasn't been it yet, and I would really have liked to have seen what he did.
I am the one that's not agreeing with you too. As much as I wanted Frank safe, because then people are now starting to clock him. We saw Frank last week. He could have had it if he wanted it, but he's strategically placing himself because he's so well liked with everyone that he's going to get picked in that lineup. And so being the snake's he's going to have to show his cards. So I didn't necessarily want Frank to have to be put in that position just yet. I know it's coming up. Like, we're getting towards the end here, so I know we have to. But I'm, like, worried for him because I'm, like, protect my Frank at all costs at this point. I honestly thought that it would be fun that they didn't know who the snake was until they went up to the – like, they –
exactly.
Like, okay, the snake is
like
blah,
at the
blah,
podium.
And they had to, like, let's have no plans. And I think – Austin, I agree with you. I think we brought this up, like, episode 1 or 2 that was, like, that's the whole point of the snake is you should be talking with everyone. Yes, is it nice to have these groups and stuff, but you need to be keeping communication open with anybody because the snake line could go any way at any time. Like that changes, power. So I did not care who won. I just didn't really want it to be Frank, but I wanted it because when they're starting to clock him, I'm like, let's save him.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So I agree with both of you because Austin, I really, really want it to be Frank. I love him so much. He's the heart of the show. I want it to be Frank. But then, Kristin, given what you just said, it's probably better that he's not, He's in a really good position. Why put yourself as a major target? Just let it continue on, knowing you're safe. And I think Frank did good that way. And I just love Frank so much.
My only argument backwards is I almost feel like Frank already has, like, the knowledge that he's on the line here. Like, he knows his cards have semi been shown. He knows – people know where he's aligning with. So if he becomes a snake right now, he can try to chop off one of these guys that are, coming for him. Because we didn't get to this point yet, but might as well now because the dialogue's kind of getting there. But the guys are kind of on his radar. Like, Frank's like, listen, the guys are going to come after me, so I'm really hoping I get this snake. So there's like – he already is anticipating it. And it's kind of like Jordan, for example, I would have also been cool with her getting it because she's also incredibly up in the air. Like, I don't know who I can trust right now because I just lost my number 1 and I'm kind of struggling. Like, do I just go right back to, Frank and Alyssa, or do I, take a shot else? Like, I don't know. It would have been interesting to see one of those two win it. I really would have liked to see Amanda also, just because I really want to see her, like, show her, like, 100% cards because she's probably the only one who hasn't.
She won't, though.
We know that she's with Derek, right? Like, that is I feel like I know that Austin, you and I don't know if Lindsey, you're doing this too, but like I can pretty much guarantee once I find out who the snake is, how that train is going to go. And so even with a Frank or a Jordan, like Jordan would have been one that probably would have been like, well, who would she pick? Like, probably this Alyssa Frank situation because she has been working with them. So I think that's the thing about this. It's kind of what you're talking about with Frank, and I totally get what you're saying is that everybody knows where Frank is at, right? Like, everybody knows that Frank is close with Alyssa. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's not going to be any shock to anybody.
So I guess we can continue to keep going on this because, I mean, we'll get to the point where they actually announce it, but before then, everyone's kind of just poundering around, like, waiting. I'm assuming they're kind of all getting put into the confessionals because they obviously bring in the person who wins it into a confessional. So I'm assuming everyone kind of is just waiting around to have their turn to go in. Maybe, I don't know, but they're all kind of just yapping at each other. I think John pulls Jordan aside again and literally tells her again, like more now, like, hey, I want to work with you 100%. She's literally like, dude, you literally just burned my entire bridge. Like, I will backstab the absolute hell out of you if I have the damn chance. So, I mean, John's trying. He literally goes to the three amigos all in like ski masks or whatever their spa masks are. Like, they're just hanging out there. They're like, we hope one of us get it. And I'm just cracking up. I thought it was a funny
Face Mask Trio is like my favorite, and that is their name for the episode, the Face Mask Trio.
Face Mask Trio, yes.
I usually give a duo of the episode. I think I'm gonna give a trio of the episode to the mask trio here. So
yes, the Face Mask Trio. Yay, you won.
Love it.
All the love. That's what you've won. Nothing else.
Yeah, sorry we can't pay you. We get all the love.
Can we talk about how Jim also goes into the confessional booth before and is like, I have hemorrhoids, and I'm like, holy shit.
I was dying laughing.
I actually thought he was for real for a sec. I was like, oh.
I was so dead, but the anticipation, like, again, it's like, you're just like, oh, what are you doing? But then you're like, I know you're about to bring in the snake, so I really want to see, like, let's move on. We don't care. We'll joke about this later. Let's get to the real shit.
Get a do.
Like, I will say, though, that I am really happy that he's, like, super into the show. Like, I know we've talked about it a few episodes ago, but the dude loves this show. And I'm glad he does, because sometimes you see the hosts, they're kind of just like, whatever. But lately, the hosts have all been kind of like into it. Like Dondi, that host loves Dondi. You can just tell.
Joe. And then
Joe,
I mentioned Jeffrey Dean Morgan too for he's really into it too. And I love seeing that they're putting in the work like the stars are too. So love that.
Appreciate it.
So we get like I've never really seen this in other like shows, but the host is literally about to tell somebody that they have immunity, like just on a one-on-one, like they're bros basically. So our winner of the Secret Snake and our first ever double winner here, Jack, comes walking in, and our boy's like, yo, you just won. Like, I'm like dying. They're like celebrating together. I was like, okay, Jack and Jim is, the bro up in here, but you start to Jim's like, listen, you guys can't, we're not going to announce who won. Like, you got to keep this under yourself. And he goes, yeah, I want to kind of feel out, Frankie and John and see what they're thinking, because these are kind of his biggest targets at this moment. So he has to go back into this house and just blend back in. I mean, what do you think the strategy is here? Because nobody knows when they're getting announced except Jack. So, like, does Jack just go in there and tell Mac? Does Jack just act awkward? I don't know. Like, what would you guys do in this situation? Because I know I would be, like, panicking inside. Like, fuck, I don't know how to, you know what I mean? I got to mask this.
Lindsay, how would you react?
My first thought is I would probably panic too. So Jack, I get you in that moment, but it was kind of iconic that Jim Jeffries had to tell you, the host, like, hey, be quiet, don't tell people because you're going to be too loud. That was really funny in itself. Like, the fact that the host felt he needed to tell a contestant to don't scream too loud at the confessional because they're going to know. Like, Jack Buddy better. But I thought that moment was very funny in general. I like some of the other contestants saying, oh, it's me, and kind of laughing about it sort of thing. As far as actual strategy, I would think about who's actually my number one and who I could beat at the end, which we don't know how this is going to work with this amount of people left and certain episodes. And if I felt like somebody I could beat, that's also my alliance, I would maybe trust them with information, but I would think about it very strongly before revealing it.
Yeah, I mean, this is Austin, you and I talked about this. I kind of wanted to see this be like remain a secret again. I've already said until we got to the snake pit, but I would like play this off too. I'd be like, yeah, I was like Jordan. I love her. She's like, yeah, all right, yeah, I'm the snake. And then they're like, really? She's like, no. But like,
I love that for her.
There are ways to play this off. You can play this off of like, yeah, I was already told. Like, you guys will find out in like 20 minutes. Like, you know, like play this off like, and then have people start telling you things, right? Because that's the way to get the information, right? Is to like, Jordan was smart on that. She caved too quickly. I would have totally ran with that. But also, if I am the snake, I don't want people to know that I'm the snake. I would want to keep this as a secret as well, because I would want to see if they're going to say anything of like who they're nervous about, like, or are they nervous about me and things like that. The Frank versus Jack thing, this is when Jack's revealed as the snake, I immediately am nervous because, again, like, we know that Frank is in a very good spot at this point, and I just feel like this is like leading up to not good news for me tonight. I thought we were gonna have like a massive meltdown of Kristin. Thankfully, we're gonna get to that later. But with Jack doing this, it's like he kind of I did the quotes when you said blend in, because now granted, they all know him better, and they could have just obviously put the edit together to make it look. He did not look very like. He looked very suspicious, like to the point where, and it's like, okay, is it because we know that now I'm like, he looks suspicious? But seeing how Jack has been edited throughout the show, he looked completely different than how he's kind of been like the bro, like hanging out, like how he was like,
yeah, like, paranoid.
Like, what are you doing?
Who was it that said like, oh, if Jack was a snake, we would know, and we like flashed at him like. Oh my gosh, I was laughing so much at that moment.
I just like that he sat down and he immediately is like, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So granted, like obviously they didn't pick up on it, or we weren't shown that they picked up on it, and maybe it was just because we knew that I felt like it was more obvious, but that just seemed odd to me because of seeing how he's been portrayed throughout the season. Is he seems very like laid back, chill, and he didn't seem very chill.
He was just like.
And I want to touch on something Kristin said too, because Kristin is like, this is how you get the information if you're going to, flaunt, I'm not the snake, but I am the snake type of undercoverness. John, our undercover, like best politician in the world, information gatherer, every 3 minutes per person guy comes out and grabs Jack and basically goes, listen, I got some news for you, buddy. And he kind of drops like the biggest, not the biggest, because there's a bigger hint that Jack drops on Jack, but he basically goes, listen, there's 3 people coming after you, and you got to kind of watch your back. And Jack thinks Amanda is one of those 3, and he immediately starts to think, oh, I think we need to get rid of Amanda. So that's like one of the biggest, parts of this episode where Jack's starting to kind of rethink his whole agenda. Now he's talking to Mac, and Mac's like, I mean, who do you want? And he's like, I don't know, like, yeah, yada, yada, yada. We'll get to that in a sec, because Jim comes in while everyone's just, drinking it up, having a good old time. Everyone's like, no one's passed out, thank God. No one's that drunk, but I mean.
I need another Alyssa at the dinner table. That's what I need.
And he basically he's basically like, oh, here's the snake, and like has this frat pic of Jack just like he's like, yo. So, and everyone's like, yay, except like Frank's like, yeah, and John's like, ooh. So not everyone's totally hyped. Like Brett and Derek's kind of like, oh, I don't know. Like Amanda's like, fuck. Like she literally is like, no, that's not good. Like people are actually like, why the fuck did this guy just win?
They were a little, some of them were very nervous, and rightfully so. I mean, I think at this point, like we've already talked about these groupings, I think if those people don't get in power, that's where you need to start like having this worry. But this is where I go back all the time and say, have these connections with everyone, so that you're not like, everybody's got to be worried at some point, right? Because you're not going to be best friends with everybody. You're not going to have a pact with everyone. But Frank, if we talk about this with Frank's not worried because of his relationship with Jack. He's worried because like they know that he's in a very good position. Like he's talking about that. So that's where the fear is coming from. It's not from the lack of like where John of like, you just pissed everybody off. You know what I mean? So that's where I go back to social.
Yeah, if you think about it, like that makes totally sense. Like, look at the new era Survivor, like Big Brother winners for the last like 6-7 years. It's social winners. So I think it's
No, I agree. Like the biggest players right now are the social threats, and these social threats are either large social threats or they're social threats in the way of I know where to lean because I'm playing both sides. And I think that perfectly is the example of where Frank and Amanda are in this game right now. I mean, we get to the point where we're kind of getting to the pit. It's the day of. I mean, we get to watch Mac and Jack like maul each other at night, and then you know everyone,
they're sexuals.
they're just lovers now. Like the entire house knows. Frank even calls them out. Amanda's like, that's a terrible strategy. So I mean, we've never really seen very successful lover duos in reality TV. So I mean, they usually in pre-merges get chopped because they're like the easy targets. So I mean, I guess good for them that they've made it this far. But
I mean, have you met Rob and Amber? This is the reason why, right?
yeah, I mean, you chop them real quick, or they're gonna come and run the game. So that's a great example, actually, of a couple who power through the entire season. But I mean, does anything kind of pop out of you guys before the actual chain starts, or do we want to grind right into it?
Let's go into it.
I think that's where the most juice comes from this game. I mean, the only real big thing is like Jack kind of ponders again on like which of these three am I going to get, but it's been the same three the entire episode. So, I mean, we can kind of just go right into it. I made my prediction of how the chain goes. Usually I make a prediction, but I wrote it down this time. I'll tell you guys how I did after, but we get to the point where Jim's like, listen, get up here, boy. Like we had our bonding moment in the confessional where I told you you're this snake now. Now you get to run the ship. You get to pick the first and the last, and then, you know, the yada yada spiel. And he starts off by picking his girl Mac because she's never been first. Oh, so cute. And everyone's like, oh my God, you guys are adorable. And then Jim goes, I mean, are you even here for the money? I mean, what else? What did you come here for? Did you come here for love? And everyone's laughing. I'm like, God damn, that's a funny ass call out, Jim.
I mean, but good for Mac first. She's like, I'm here for both. Now what? Like, now what, bitch? Let me have my moment. I'm getting my love and I'm getting some money.
I love that for her. Let her have her moment. I was like, yes, McLean, let's go.
I'm gonna win my 100,000. I got my love. I'm bringing him to my family. That she keeps referencing like these past 2 episodes, how she's gonna meet his family. It's so loving. Wow, love.
And baby, I'm worried for you. But if you need his family, I hope it's all great. I hope all things are good. But girl, I'm worried for you.
I know we need the tea. Are they still together? I can't wait to hear this. Like afterwards.
McLean, text us.
Yes, McLean, we need to know. Did the snake love survive?
Yeah, someone snake it out and tell us. No.
Yeah.
How many more
want to hear from Jack? We want to hear from McLean.
How many more snake jokes can we say tonight?
Well, Mac goes out and picks, you know, the right-hand man of their crew, Brett. And Brett picks his, you know, respected person of the season in Derek. And then Derek picks Amanda because they are the duo, which Jack also calls out in a confessional right as he's picking her. Like, he's just going to pick Amanda, and, you know, it's kind of where the cards fall. They're a duo. We can deal with it next because I want to get rid of Frankie, Alyssa, or John. And then she ends up picking Jordan, which, I mean, everything's made sense so far. And then right before she picks Jordan, actually, John kind of calls her out and goes like, listen, Amanda, I was going to pull you in to do my dirty work, and you just picked Jordan over me? Like, what the fuck, Amanda? And Amanda is like, yo, I'm not about to get called out in front of everybody. Like, I'm going to get very defensive and tell you that I was never going to work with you. So fuck you, buddy. We get a confessional too. Like, hey, Jack's like, you just made yourself a bigger target because now you're like defending yourself and putting this big ass target on your back. Do you guys think that was like a target that she was back, or not really? Lindsay? Kristen?
Thank you for that one.
I feel like I talk so much all the time. I was gonna let Lindsay go, but
no, Kristen, go ahead.
The one thing I noticed with Amanda, and of course we get the knowledge, but the players aren't gonna. But the first thing is like when somebody calls you out for, you know what I mean, you always know your truth, right? So you know, and so I'm not saying don't defend yourself, because obviously this is a game where people like they're looking for that. So if you're gonna be called out, then I would defend myself. But it's the way she defended herself that she kind of went frantic, right? Like she was like, that never happened, and oh my god, like this, and it kind of was like if she would have just been like, I don't owe any answers to you. I think that everybody up here understands where I stand in the game. That's why you're down there and I'm not, and we'll leave it at that. And like if she would have just left it very calm, cool, collected, I don't think. I mean, she's already on the radar for some, but I think that this just made her not great. Like it was kind of a moment where we've already talked about. It seems like her only person that she really has is Derek, which could come back to bite her, and if she ever finds herself in the bottom two there. So we shall see. I do still think Amanda's a fantastic player, but that was a moment that I was like, ooh, I would have maybe played that off a little bit different.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kristen. I've been thinking about that since I watched the episode last night, and we watched it today. Her reaction was a little bit, it was rough, right? Like, it was not the best reaction sort of thing. I do think she has her number one with Derek, and that's going to be an obvious thing. But what if Derek gets eliminated, or what if the two of you in the bottom two? Like, Derek's going to be chosen, not you, because of how you're reacting right now. I think it was an emotional response, not a calculated response. You lost it in the moment.
Yeah, no, I can agree with all that, because, I mean, she probably should have played off a little less. Do I think she's making like some big target on her head, though? Not really. I mean, she's going to get more eyes now, but at the end of the day, it's not like she's just the number one target for every single person now. Like, maybe it is for Jack now, but that's, I guess, it, right? So then
I don't think she like did damage to herself, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't think, but I think it's more eyes on you now. And again, in the game of the snake, you don't really want eyes on you, which is where Frank's like dealing with it too right now. So
yeah, like there's a reason that the very first episode, Mena chose the people that she chose, and she picked Amanda because she's a lawyer, which my dad's a lawyer. A lot of my siblings are lawyers. Like a lot of family are lawyers, sort of thing. Like eventually, it gets to a point, and you're like X this. And you're just trying to prove a point instead of like thinking about how it affects everybody else, because you're proving a law point. And I'm wondering if Amanda was in that state instead of like thinking about how her contestants were feeling.
Right.
For sure.
That's a good point. So we get to the kind of the end of the snake here with Jordan picking Alyssa. And she ends up being the last, available pick here, because there's only two people left. It's John and Frankie. So, they get their plea deal here. John goes first. He kind of, reiterates like, listen, I have no connections here, Jack. You can literally, kind of use me until the end of this game at this point. Like, I have no loyalties. I'm kind of a jumping ship. I'm giving you info, like, help a brother out, basically. And then Frank kind of goes, listen, I'm, just been my genuine self. I love you all. Let me just be here another week so I can get to spend more time with you. So, both people kind of took different routes. One's more emotional, one's more game. Which one, does it feel better with Jack? And I think the atmosphere of John's game started to affect right at this moment, where he ends up getting, the biggest line that John probably regrets saying to Jack here, where Jack reiterates it. I don't know it for word, but I guess John basically goes, you need to take out every week, like the person that the house doesn't vibe with, basically the lowest of the totem pole. So you never, hurt everyone's feelings, piss people off. Like that's the best way to get through this. And Jack basically reiterates that entire speech and then says, I'm taking a book out of your book, you politician, you get the fuck out of here. And we see John going, oh, fuck me. And then
why did I say that?
Why did I say that? Yeah. And then Frank's like, I never been in the bomb before, and now I know how it feels. So I'm gracious he, didn't send my ass home. So we pretty much see John go. I mean, I'll miss his chaoticness a little bit, actually. I mean, he was, for being a late addition into the game, he actually did a pretty good job trying to like stir as much shit as he could, because I mean, if I had to go into a game pretty late, like he kind of came, like, well, it was like 5 people later that he came in, and he literally had to like gel into this cluster shit show of people. And I mean, what do you do in a shit show? You just churn it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I give him props. I don't know about you guys, but he did as good as a job as he could.
No, I do. I mean, he even says it in this episode, like, it's hard being the new kid at a new school, right? And it's like, it is really sad. I can't blame John for production and their twists and turns and their ideas because they weren't so brilliant. But I mean, you can't fault John on that. John did come in and he played with what he had, and he realized he was up against a brick wall. And I am totally for all of that. Couple things along the way that I'm like, maybe I wouldn't have done, but that's not me. I'm not on the show. So John, I mean, I think you should be proud, head held high. And yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not sad because the other alternative was Frank. So I was very much sorry, John, but I literally was in this moment of hoping. I didn't even know that John had said the line of like, just appease the house. And I was like, please, Jack, just appease the house. Just appease the house. Like, don't do anything crazy. And so when it came out that was kind of the issue there, that I was like, oh, thank God. Okay. Thank you, John.
I agree with both that. And like, John, you're great. I love to talk to you about your bow tie choices on like DB on social media. I'm so sorry you went home. I thought you were a really great player. It was really fun to see you. I honestly would have voted, even though Frankie is my favorite player left in the game, I would have voted to keep you instead of Frankie. And so sorry that this is how you ended. And Kristin and Austin, give your thoughts on this.
Lindsay, I'm going to have to take a minute to recover from the fact that you said you would take Frank out, because I'm a little upset right now.
Oh, he's my favorite. But I would have voted him out because he's going to win. That's why you vote him out.
Yeah, Kristin, are you going to just play Friend-Viver out here and just bring your, best?
Absolutely. I am Mac to Frank right now. Let him take the money. I don't even care. Like, I love him so much.
He's so good. That's why he has to go.
I don't care. I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, I know I'm confident in my game, but like, if I lose to somebody like Frank, then I'm fine with that. I'm going to play my ass off. But if I lose to somebody like Frank, yes.
That is fair. That is very fair. I would love to lose to somebody like Frank. But if I want to win, Frank has to go.
Austin's such an asshole. He'd be like, no.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to lose to the best social player of the game, because I'm going to be the best social player of the game.
In your own game.
Huh?
Mic drop.
I didn't hear what you said. That's why I said
yeah, I didn't hear you say anything. Sorry.
I said, well, damn, that just totally lost my moment of my mic drop. But I just said that you must not be confident in your own game. So.
No, and that's fair, but you got to always think about, is someone doing better than you? And Frank is doing a very good job. I mean, it's been announced plenty of times this episode. And I'm sure he's well aware that he's doing a good social job. So, I mean, do I love Frank, and am I glad he's still in the game? Yes, but Jack, we're going to see coming up in this semifinals episode next week. Is that going to fuck you over? Because who knows? John could have been a saving grace for you. Or is Frankie going to kind of screw you? Who knows? Like, yeah. It's going to be really interesting to see.
Agreed. John's a number, Frank's a threat. Which one are we focusing on?
And I will play devil's advocate. John also was working with Frank these past episodes. So, yeah. I mean, who knows?
Jack was at a lose-lose. I'm pretty confident that John was pulling a Jordan, that Jordan was pulling with John, to be like, yeah, Jack, I'm totally going to work with you, and then not work with him. Like, that was not going to be the thing.
It's very well possible. So
like, I would cry the whole time because Frank is so amazing. If I ever met him in real life or played a game with him, because he is so much fun just on TV. He's so polarizing in the best way possible. So actually knowing him would be really rough and voting him out, but you have to, because he's too good.
Yeah, so I think that's a good spot to kind of go into, the end of our pod here. I mean, I'll mention this because I thought this was insanity. I know Kristin did too. I mean, this next episode, they're in like shot collars or something like that. Holy shit.
McLean said it best this episode. She's like, "Who's coming up with all this?" Liz, I need to know who's doing this because we need to have a chat. Coffins, like fish guts in the heat, shot collars. We need to have a chat. We really need.
Honestly, Kristin, you just need to run season 2 for the challenges and give your opinions because we need you to influence this. It's already a problem and you can fix it.
The amount of these challenges that I wouldn't even participate in just because I feel like I'm not doing that and like that. I just wouldn't even participate. I'd be like, I guess I don't want the snake that badly.
Yeah, Fox Studios, hire her to do this because your challenges are awful. Let her do this.
I don't think they're awful. I actually like some of the diabolical challenges here, but there is a few that are like, what the fuck? But like that was.
You shouldn't have to think, what the fuck? There's a few. It should be every challenge is great. AKA hire Kristin.
You know what? This challenge reminds me of like the movie Would You Rather, right? With like, because they seem to be pressing buttons. Like, is this like who would you take out kind of situation? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm wondering. Which, yeah. I mean, if we're gonna get some strategy in here, I would be okay with this. But if we're gonna like just be like, if you survive your shock the longest, you survive. Like, I can't do it. Can't do another one.
Who won't rip their collar off first?
Maybe you get a coin for every shock you get, and then they'll randomly pull a bubble from the sky, and and then they'll throw in a dinner plate, and then your name will be on the it will be great.
Questions: if you pass out, you're still getting like shocked. Do you get points?
Because at this point, dinner plates are what matter. So yes, I promise I'll be nicer. I'm sorry.
You're the best. Don't worry about it.
Austin's done with my shit.
I honestly don't know what else to say right now because I'm so shocked.
Wow, what a great pun. Oh my God. And this thing.
I'm so shocked. My pun was better. Yeah.
I mean, we got our final 8. I mean, we have 2 episodes left. I mean, we'll just go into final thoughts. I mean, what do we expect this next episode? Do we expect or what are you hoping, I guess? Let's not say expect. What are you hoping?
I know what I'm hoping. I don't think I will go first because I have been very vocal about I want Frank to win. Protect Frank at all costs. My boy Jack, I know that you and Frank were eventually going to come for each other. I do not like it. I wanted that moment, but I will always side with Frank and hoping for a Frank win. Would not be surprised if we get an Amanda win. She seems very smart, but the way that they've been blindsiding us, like if we get a completely random winner like a Mac or a Jordan, my thoughts are everywhere. So, but Frank, I love you. That's my ending thought.
That's fair. Totally fair. That's hard to answer because honestly, I like most people on the cast. Not most, all people. So Jack, even though I'm like trolling you and giving you problems wearing the Texas sucks thing, like I actually hope you do a good job and care about you as a person or anything. I just honestly don't want you to win though. I really hope you don't.
We're so nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Like it's fun to troll you, but I honestly hope you don't win.
I hope they all know we do this out of a place of love.
I hope you're successful in life. I don't want you to win the show. It's the vibe I'm getting right now. And you honestly seem like pretty chill, so sorry for hating on you for the last 8 episodes.
She appreciates that you run a nonprofit, but hopes you don't win.
Oh my God. We can talk about the nonprofit on a different episode.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, McLean, my babe, my girl, look into what you're doing, and you're so sweet. I don't see you winning, but you're so kind, and I want to hear more from you. Same thing with Catherine, was voted out last episode. I don't think this show is for you, and it was your time to go, but absolutely watch it on something else. Like, I hope you guys achieve fame. As far as moving forward and winning, I got to give it to my girl Amanda and my backup Derek. But man, Frank is just someone in here. And I would be very happy to see him as the winner. He's been the heart of the show. I love him. It didn't seem as a winner at the beginning, but maybe we're starting to see that. And I would love it if Frank won.
Those are good thoughts. I mean, I'm kind of just hoping. I'm hoping Amanda wins this collar thing. I kind of want to see what she would do in this final 8 scenario. I think we would get a crazy ending, like someone who has been doing pretty well to go home under her belt, because I would assume she would pick like the Frankie group kind of in the front with Derek, and then you kind of get like the Jack, McLean, Brett at the end. That's kind of just what I'm like thinking could happen. I'm starting to like Brett a lot, actually, for some reason. Like, as the episodes kind of go on, you start to get more of the game out of him. And I mean, I think these past 2 episodes, we've started to see like he's actually really engaging with Derek way more. And that's good, because at the start, we thought he was only going after like basically ass the entire time with the boys. They were just all trying to get ass, but everyone's starting to have game now, so it's nice to see that.
Yeah, for Brett, it kind of sounds like me. I said this a couple episodes ago. I thought it was a good idea for him to have like a backup, because the other 2 members of the Brochachos had their own members, sort of thing. And Brett is starting to rise, and I'm honestly really impressed with him. Like, do I think he's gonna win? Not really. But it sounds like maybe we haven't seen everything that's happening. He's been calculating the whole game.
Yeah, I think Brett, I've said this to you, Austin. I think Brett is like one of those like silent assassins. Like, you really should be watching out for Brett, but not a lot of people are right now. He's kind of not on the radar. So he definitely would be one that I would watch out for sure.
I do want to mention the one name we really haven't talked much about, Alyssa. We know you're here still. We didn't forget about you.
She got the Face Max Trio Award. She's fine.
Yeah, I guess that's true. She has it. Just wanted to throw her back out there. We know all 8 of you are still around, so you just didn't get a lot of screen time this episode. So
yeah. We know all of their names now. We're fine. We're good.
Yeah. Alyssa, shout out the eye patches that you use, because I think we use the same brand. But if you have a better brand than me, let me know. Okay, like shout them out. You had it on the episode. I want to know, because I want skincare too. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm kind of on the Lindsey train also, and I'm still kind of where I was with last episode. I'm still like Frank and Amanda are kind of my front contenders here. I think Jack got a little more credit here in this episode as a potential winner. Derek's definitely up there in my top 4. The rest are kind of like, I guess I'd just be shocked if they won at this point, just to be frank about it. But
you are killing it with your puns tonight.
The puns are top tier. Do we have time to talk about how we're going to 8-1 in 2 episodes, or do we need to like cut it off? Like, where are we at?
That could be our last real quick thing. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, I don't really have an answer other than however the hell they figure out who wins is going to be part of the, why there's so many type thing.
I would love to see a trio, not a face mask trio. I want we already lost one of them, but like I would like to see. This just makes 0 sense to me. Like, if we're going into a finale with 7 people, that's a little weird. So hopefully they have something up their sleeve. Like, we had a double like the 2nd episode, and we haven't seen a double yet, so it's a little weird. So let's see. Well, it'll be interesting.
I mean, my only theory really is like they weren't expecting to have like delays in their season. Like, they had 2 of them. So maybe they, kind of just, it's what happens. Like, they started editing and the Fox was like, hey, listen, you're going to have like 2 gaps. So hopefully you didn't record a shit ton. And they're just like, oh, fuck.
Hopefully you didn't do it.
But I don't know. Like, it could be anything. Like I said, it could be a part of their scheme. Like, they're gonna have a final 7 like type like game or something, and like they all have to like vote who they think this like best snake is, and the winner gets the 100. I don't know. I literally have no idea. So
if they do that, then Frank wins. Like, it's like he totally wins if it's that sort of like like common like denominator, like everybody vote.
It could be anything, honestly. I really don't know. Or they could just do 5 snakes in one episode. Who knows?
Right. It'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah. Shrug emoji. I don't know.
Shrug emoji.
But I think that's all the time we got today. We're hitting the hour mark. We had a successful episode 8 conversation here on the Reality After Show. Where can I find everybody? Kristin, where are you at?
Well, you can find me at Mom of Two Warriors on Instagram, or we make the joke everyone Vanquish. Check out Vanquish Online Reality Games. A lot of fun. I mean, I know you're shocked that this thing has been here the entire time, but yes, those are the 2 places you can find me the quickest.
Lindsay, where can I find you?
Check out Kristin on Vanquish because it's super cool. I just learned about it a couple of weeks ago and I've been loving it. So check out Kristin first. You can follow me at Lindsey Harper on social media. My social media is private, but I will let you in, if you're a fan.
And Austin, where do we find you?
That's a great ask. You can look at this right here, Foate the Goat. We have on my screen, it's here. So
we can't see it, buddy.
Over here, or whatever. It's on the screen. Foate the Goat. I, talk reality TV every once in a while on here. Of course, I talk it all the time, but I also am getting ready for the football season, in which I made the Michigan comment very early on. I will be rooting for my Wolverines throughout the season, but check me out there if you like all that types of sort of content. I'm also a big gamer. I don't know if you guys noticed my Funkos back here, or Pops, not Funkos. My buddy's gonna be really mad at me that I just called them Funkos, but the Pops back there, they're Sonic characters, and the new Sonic game's coming out, so I'm gonna be gaming very hard coming soon. But that is a wrap here. Episode 8, the book is sealed. I'm going to be excited to see what happens here in the semifinals coming next week. You guys will find us here again next Wednesday. We are rooting for 7 p.m. again. Until next time, see you guys later. Have a good week. Adios.